Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a CC cheat sheet. So this is next week's CC course. Today is Thursday morning. I think you'll be seeing this video either Friday or Saturday, so it should be, right as, the next week's CC course comes out. It's at Seneca Golf Club. I do have some of the conditions, but I don't know which order they'll align in. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the white tees, pin set number 1. You do have a high wind round this week, guys. So we're going to play that round on north winds. Like I said, I do not know the wind conditions other than you have one high round. And then you have an all default round as well. So we're going to do all default on the high winds, firm, and medium green speeds. And then let's get into it. I think today with the high winds, we're going to try to talk about how we play in the higher winds, how we judge our shots, how I judge my shots, I should say. How I judge mine may not be how you judge yours, but all I can do is try to help you out the best I can and move on from there. We're going to play 3-wood here. It's downhill. I think driver just pinches you a little too much here. Always want to try to give yourself as much fairway as possible. Good morning, Phoebe, and thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was a fun round. I finally feel like I played like almost all the way to my capability. I still feel like I could have made a couple more shots, but it felt pretty good. All right, 158. We're kind of in between clubs here. We do have this nice backstop here, but the greens aren't fast. They're medium. I'm just gonna loft to 178 a little bit. I'm gonna try to use this backstop. So we have to play a good amount of wind here. It's okay if you miss a little bit to the right. There's a little room over here. I'm gonna try to land this on this hill and see if it'll come right back for us. I'll try this so you don't have to. It just funnels you off. It was actually exactly what I was looking for. Just unfortunately, just didn't work out. So you're gonna want to try to stick the front of the green with some backspin. It's probably the way to go. If you do end up in this bunker, though, you can get aggressive. It's all uphill. I get a good lie. I'm gonna try to make this. Let's see if we can do it. Oh my God, we pulled it. Horrendous swing. All right, well, you know what? It works out in the end. We take our par and we move on. Not the greatest start, but it's okay. All right. Depending on the wind, you can definitely get this there. I think with an overpower, you can still get this there. We're going to take this shot because then if we get into the rough, I can kind of explain to you a shot from the rough. But let's see if the 104 gets up there. It is not quite. I didn't aim it well enough. Probably going to end up in the bunker again. All right.
This is very, very sandy. Let's get out of here.
Deep bunker. It's a longer bunker shot. I could play the 40. So if I'm going to play the 40, we're either going to play a pitch here, a flop here, which would be, we're going to lose like 10 yards plus the elevation, which is 3. This should actually work full. It's also an uphill lie. We're going to play this. We're going to play this full. And know that if we get the top end of the percentage, it could be a little bit long. So it was a little bit long. Unfortunately, that when you're playing with percentages, you have to know depending on the percentage you get, it's either going to be perfect, a touch short or maybe a touch long. We get the touch long that time. We're going to shorten this up as much as we can, because this is short as we can put our cursor. Pulling all my short shots for some reason.
There, pure. That's pure.
And it's just another par.
And after that one, even par.
The smart play there is probably not to go for the green, right? But I wanted to show options. It's not the greatest start. All right, so this hole, we have this big area over here. If you go pin hunting, you have a small area to land in. I am going to try to go pin hunting, but anywhere up in this area gives you a decent putt. I don't know what the mile per hour on this wind is. I look at the bar. I see about how full it is, and then I judge it based on that. So I think this wind's probably going to take probably like 13 yards off, roughly. So let's call it 165. I'm just going to loft this a tap. Like one tap of D-loft, or one tap of loft will make a big difference in this shot.
Nice swing on that.
All right, so it lands the 160. The number's perfect. We played it on the safe side. And then it's just a matter of, trying to make your putt. I'm not going to talk much about putting because my putting the last 2 weeks has been honestly awful. So I have no putting tips for you guys right now.
It's getting there.
And we're going to miss another one.
Yeah, a little too much on there. And
par, par, par. And look at me trying to tell you guys what to do, and I can't even score myself. Another 3-wood hole. If you play driver, the odds you're in the rough are just way too high.
Nice, pure swing. Great stuff.
Let's hit this fat part of the fairway. Green, whatever you want to call it. It's a fairway, though.
Here on the 4th.
These greens are kind of tricky for a CC course. I got to say, like, they have nice protection. It's a well-designed course. Like, they have this nice front right here. I'm going to play this just a little spin. I want to land this like 149 if I can. I play a push, so I don't have to play as much wind when it's right to left. And left is obviously the safer side of the green. Landed at 149. It's perfect. Beautiful shot, and surely I cannot miss this putt. All right, we get on the scorecard. 1 under.
Heads up, winds blowing left to right here.
All right, our first par 5 of the day. This is a little bit downhill, so it's going to show you 4 feet down. The green is definitely a little bit higher than it is right here. So I think this is probably like 10 to 15 feet downhill. I think with full backspin, I'm going to hit this 100%. I'm not going to try to overpower this, just so you guys can see if you do have this wind, what happens if you can clear it. I think you can clear this with a 100-yard shot, 100% shot. And you can. This will definitely bounce out. If you're feeling confident, overpowering is definitely the way to go there, but clear it, you give yourself a much better number. And then it's all about hitting a good shot. You do have a nice backstop here. If you land right, you have everything will feed you. It'll feed you around and over. So we're going to try to loft this up. We're going to try to balloon this up into the air. The wind is going to take this a little bit more because of the loft. I want to miss right because it all feeds back. And this is going to give us, it's not the best shot, but this is going to give us an opportunity to make a putt. So we don't go pin hunting. It's fine, though. You don't have to go pin hunting on every hole. This leaves you a 17-foot putt, and I think most people would take this for an eagle putt. I think most people might make that putt. I will not. It's just a birdie for me. It's 1, 2, through 5. But at least we played the hole well, right? That's all that matters. All right, a lot of these holes are just getting up onto the tier that you're supposed to be on. 178 up the 8, so we're looking at like 175. That wind is definitely going to pull this to like 182 or something. It's too much. We're going to loft this up a little bit. Try to let it land soft. If we miss off the back, it's okay because we have a chip chance.
Oh, that was a fine swing. Fine swing.
Let's see what this does. It's perfect.
Great work
All right,
there.
good shot.
That's a great approach.
Everywhere up here is not that bad to putt from.
Birdie. Looking
I'm going
good.
to play this left edge. Let it
That
trickle over there.
amazing. We got a nice
All right,
tail
we're on a
right
little
on
birdie
this
streak
hole,
now.
so
It
you
may
can
hopefully we
do that.
can get after it the rest of the time. Downhill 39. Wind's with us. I pulled it and fasted it. Something you don't want to do, but you know what? You get away with it, right?
Second shot here on the 7th hole.
Another small tiered green. You're going to probably have a pitch shot here. The thing with pitch shots is you have to be careful with the wind, all right? This wind you'd think pulls this thing probably what? What would you guys guess? Before we take the shot, take a guess in your head, and then I'll tell you what I think it's going to do, and we're going to go from there. I think most people would think this wind on a 69-yard shot brings us up like 5 yards, so like 74. I'm telling you, you can almost negate it entirely. The up to 5 feet, you can negate completely. This downhill lie will affect the ball probably a yard or two. I'm going to loft this a little bit. It doesn't need a ton, though. Loft a little bit, spin a little bit. I'm not too worried about the wind. It will play right to left a little, but it will not play front to back much. See? I told you what was going to happen, and I still left it a tiny bit short. So you have to be super careful when you're lofting your pitches. It makes a huge difference in the shot. So don't be confident there. Be confident. One tap of loft if you're in that position, a tiny bit of spin, and you're going to be perfectly fine. I did like 2 or 3 taps, and we were just a tiny bit short.
Oh, this one's dropping fairway for sure.
All right. I'm okay taking this part of the fairway. It's not too risky of a shot.
On this one.
You got an elevated shot. You can't be short. You do have a little bit of a backstop. So you're just gonna play smart. 143 up the elevation. Call it 133. The wind is taking some off. I think I can play this 151. It's gonna be a little bit long, I think, but I'd rather be a little long. I'm not gonna adjust this at all. Just to show you whereabouts this ends up. So it's a little long like I thought,
That'll do.
but it puts you up in the tier that you're supposed to be. You don't have the greatest putt. This course is going to be, I think, a little bit of a tricky one. So I just really want to show you guys the safe spots to miss where you can try to make your putts. You're going to miss a lot of these putts, and that's okay. It's okay to walk out of here with an 8 under or something like that.
Oh, this one could drop.
And we miss another putt. But leave it short. We don't make a big mistake. If you leave that second shot short, it rolls down so far. Then you're pressing to get back up close. You'll make bogeys. It's just not worth it. All right, green's a little tricky. I just want to take a look at this really quick. So if you try to get this up close to here, 247 in. If you can get one to like 330 here, you have 240 in. I'm having a hard time deciding what I want to do here. This shot is really tough to hit. This one is as well, to be fair. But I think if we just play this over here, if you can just land on the hill, it should bounce into the fairway, or you just clear it entirely. That's definitely the better shot. So we'll go with that. 230 into the wind. You have this big protection area right here. It's a tough shot. If you go past, if you're in this stuff, it's going to be, it's actually fairway, so you could probably stop that. The bunker in the back's not too bad. What we're going to do is, we're going to try to partial a 3-wood. It's not the safest shot, but we should have partialed it more than that. This is way into the bunker. Hit it way too hard, but the bunker shot's not too bad. You can generate a lot of spin out of this bunker. You can't get aggressive with it, but you can just try to plunk one in there and take your birdie. On a downhill lie, you have to be really careful with how you line up, because you can send that way down there. I lined that up about a box or so shorter than it should have been, and then I actually underhit it a little bit too. Another par 5, back-to-back, 615 yards. But the wind is with us. Let's see if we can carry this stuff. No overpowers, just strictly using spin and stuff like that.
We've got about 235 from here.
I'm going to play this 210. It's up to 15, but this is going to bounce pretty hard. I'm okay being a little short here. It's a good strike. It's a little shorter than I wanted. I thought that would get another 3 or 4 yards. But it does bounce up there. It should feed back to the hole a little bit, and I don't know if this will stay here. There's a hill.
All right, we'll take that.
It does barely stay on that hill. That's a good shot. It's not going to give you the greatest putt from right here, but it's an opportunity, right? Which is all you can ask for. I'm playing these with way too much break.
It could be a good one.
All right, we adjusted for the break, but just a little too much. We take another birdie. Again, you give yourself an eagle chance. Eventually you will make one. Try to get a little draw off of this bunker. It's flat down here, so it bounces dead straight. Another protected pin. He makes the pins tough to get to. He or she, whoever made this course. And try to get one in there. It's a tough shot. Throw a little draw on it to take just a couple yards of distance off. This is going to bounce up. Oh, it's so good.
Well done.
Beautiful. All right. Take just a little bit off of that. It's really going to depend on your number, what you hit there. But a little bit of a draw helps keep it straight. All right. Depending on the wind, like if the wind is with you, go for it. It's down 29 though. If you can land this up on this top side, let's try it for science, right? Let's try this. I suggest you lay this back.
Yes.
But let's try it, just to see what happens. I don't think this holds the fairway. No. All right, so definitely lay that back. Don't get silly. Like I said, I do this so you don't have to, right? So you have this nice backstop here if you do end up in the rough. I'm gonna play this with full spin, I think. We should lose like 10, so this should land like 69. This should land like 60, maybe like 65. Oh, it's gonna land longer than that. I'll land 65. It's gonna use the backstop.
Good one.
It's not a good shot. Could have used a little loft. I didn't want to be short though because you have that front. So at least up here you have a chance. Bring that cursor back a little bit, even on 134s. Can never be too safe. You don't want to be making 3 putts, so it's okay to make pars, not okay to make bogeys.
Okay, we're moving on. Let's get this next hole. Wind blowing left to right on this hole.
I think a little draw into the wind here will help us. Just a little bit. Oh, you can't slow it when you're hitting a draw.
All right, kick left. That's
It's
a safe
safe.
shot. Here's a putt for 19.
The pins are pretty
feet.
tucked. It's going to be a tricky CC course, I think.
Looking really good. Oh,
All right, we make good putt.
Effort from downtown.
Few holes left. Let's see what else we can find around this place.
On hole number 14.
I think we just hit this. I pulled it. We get a little bit lucky that the pull doesn't put us into that bunker.
55 yards to the pin.
Downhill lie, that will affect the shot a little bit, but we do have the wind in our face. 166 for 154. It's a bad swing. No, it's not. It's fine. I thought I hit that a little slow. This should kick left.
Safely on the
It does
green.
kick left, but it doesn't really go anywhere.
You need to do to get to 9 under. Going towards that hole.
All right, we trickle one in there.
That one,
Good putt.
And teeing this one up on the 15th hole.
All right, drivable hole. Got to get this moving. Honestly, if you're on the left side, it's not great. That back bunker is fine. I'm going to actually try to overpower. You know what? No, I'm just going to put full spin on. I'm going to hit it full. I want to be behind the green in that bunker.
Going for the green.
I think I missed it. Let's see where this ends up. Okay, perfect. We're in the bunker.
Okay, out of the green side.
Sometimes that's not the worst spot to be. So we're on an uphill lie. 71 to 78. We're going to put this past the pin. And we're just going to put a nice smooth swing on it. I underhit it. I hit the tempo right, but I underhit it. Oh, there goes that, right? Tell you where you want to hit it and then miss the shot. Get aggressive with the chip. This is what you don't want to do. Compounding mistakes is not what you want to do. So because I missed the bunker shot, I got really aggressive with the chip, trying to make our birdie. The second you miss that bunker shot, just chip on up there nicely and then take your par. We almost forced ourselves into a bogey there, which is just not the way to play that.
Okay, second shot here on the 16th.
All right, you want to miss on the right-hand side. This is not going to get there. This probably will, though.
You must be feeling lucky. Taking driver off the turf.
Like I said, we want to miss right. We want to be 10 yards to the left. You want to hit that slot. But if you miss the slot, you want to be over here. This is way better. Try to play this on the safer side. Can't miss behind the hole or it'll take off on you. We'll take our birdie. We move right on. That's a good birdie. That's a hole you should be birding. You have to make sure you miss right of that green. I'm going to let this release a little bit. So this seems like it should be short, but I'm going to let it release down to the hole. 98% is not going to help this. And we missed the tier, unfortunately, because we hit it a little bit too slow.
And this putt is way
but we have an uphill putt.
Best of luck.
Could be worse, right?
Oh, come on, get in. Holy
all right. Sometimes you get lucky, you make a putt, you know?
We've got a long par 4
staring
us down on this one.
A longer par 4. This one, you know, I've been telling you to play 3-wood on a lot of these holes. On this one, you really can't. You have to just hope you hit a better shot than I did. I hit a perfect shot right in the fairway.
Around 185 yards to the pin.
We don't want to lay that back because it makes the approach shot just too long. I'm going to de-loft this to help get this there and then full backspin. because when it lands, there's a downslope there. It's going to land on top of the hill. It's going to bite pretty hard and then should hopefully release down the hill a little bit.
Shot worked out.
It's a little short, better than a little long.
Here we go. This one for birdie.
I'm going to hit this straight because I don't know what this is going to do, honestly.
Well, it's heading towards the hole.
It wiggles around. It finds its way into the cup. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's 12 under. It wasn't my personal best. We had no eagles in that round, but there's a lot of tuck pins, guys. Hopefully I helped out with the wins and maybe just some general course knowledge. But if you guys like this style of video, let me know. And I'll keep doing them. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow for another video. Thanks for watching.